Hi, y'all. So I'm trying this for about the third time, and I'm hoping that I can get through it. I've had a lot of glitches, but I'm trying it now on YouTube, like recording it straight to YouTube. So I think maybe I can finally get through this. So I have some pretty exciting things to talk to you about when it comes to doTERRA. One of the things that I wanted to share with you, if you haven't read it already, is that doTERRA is going to be opening some health clinics. They'll be normal health clinics. They'll be stocked with skilled medical professionals of all kinds, chiropractic, neurologic, regular MDs, and there are going to be 30 of those opened across the United States. One is slated for St. Louis, which I'm excited about. They want to concentrate on being able to be more accessible, better than urgent care. They want to, of course, focus in on allopathic and holistic care. Western medicine will probably be part of it, but 90% of it will be holistic and allopathic, and it will be preventative, mostly preventative care, focusing on a lot of that kind of care. They look at the person, mind, body, and soul. Mind, body, and soul being the three things that make up a person, and when one of those is out of balance, then that's when we get sick, or that's when we have issues. And so they want to keep us all balanced, and they want to do a lot of preventative care, lower cost, easier accessibility, just a lot of things that I'm excited about. I have a whole lot to say about it, and I ran out of time on my last recording, so I'm trying not to dwell too long on it. But if you want more information, you want to read something about it, I'll send you all a link if you'd like to. One of the other things that I recently read was an article on Cape Cod Hospital, which is in Southwest Florida. And they have been using doTERRA oils on stroke patients, and so this whole article was the effects of oils on stroke patients and the positive results that they're getting from that. And so I found that to be pretty exciting. And then the other thing, which I wanted to bring and show you because it was a really cool list, and I went off and left it in the house, was the Blue Cross and Blue Shield is now offering a reimbursable, it's actually a debit card towards health benefits for their prescribers. And so it's a whole list of things like gym memberships and even supplements and acupuncture. There's a whole lot of things on the list. But one of the things that stood out to me was doTERRA Essential Oils is listed on there. And this debit card is good for up to $250 annually. So if any of you have Blue Cross Blue Shield, I would encourage you to check and see if that is available to you, because you could be getting your oils for free, up to $250 worth. But the exciting thing was that it said doTERRA Essential Oils and not just essential oils. And of course, the reason for that is that doTERRA is the #1 tested essential oil on the market today. They're using it so many places. Paramedics are carrying it now. Anesthesiologists are using it. Chiropractors are using it in their care. And so doTERRA has to be good. They have to prove it, and so everybody's testing it, and it's coming out as the #1 oil there is, and so it's being singled out, in other words. And so we all ought to be really proud that we have access to that. So that being said, I did want to move on to our ordering and how to use our account, how to better use our account so that we get the most for our money, we get our free oils, and just how it all works. I went to a recent training, and they told us a lot about it, and I think I understand it a whole lot better. And so I'd be happy to help anybody that needs some help with it. So I just want to talk about it a little bit first. You always want to do an LRP. We've talked about that before. You can do a one-time order, but you always really want to do an LRP to get any of your incentives back for that. LRP stands for the Loyal Reward Program. In order to qualify as an LRP order, it must have at least 50 PV, which is point value to the product that you put in your cart. And PV is just, it's a point value that is assigned by doTERRA to products that they sell, and then that's what's linked to all their incentives, like their free oil of the month, or if you've gotten so much, you know, there's 10% off of certain things. There's just all of those incentives that they have out there each month is based on the point value that you've ordered. Many times that point value is the same as the dollar amount. Sometimes it's a little bit less, and they even have some products that have no point value. For instance, the veggie caps are $4, but there's no point value, or the storage box, there's no point value for things like that. There's only a point value for the actual products, you know, the actual products that you take and use or take internally. So it has to be 50 PV for it to qualify as an LRP. And the reason that's important for me to tell you is that I know one of you told me that you're worried about that automatic shipment each month, and so you keep an oil in there at all times, say lavender or something simple, so that if you ever miss making your order or fixing your order and it automatically ships, you're getting lavender. That's not an LRP. It's not enough to qualify as an LRP, and all you're really doing is getting an overabundance of something that you probably aren't going to use up, and nobody wants you to do that. I don't want you to do that. As much as I want you to order oils, that's not a good way to do it. It's not benefiting you in any way. So just load up, you know, there's a lot of things you can put in there. And the one thing I also hear is that, what if I forget, or, you know, I'm not always looking at the oil order, and then all of a sudden it sneaks up on me and it's shipped and I've gotten the same thing I got last month, and I don't like having to go in there and change it. We all use cell phones for all kinds of notifications and alarms. You can set your alarm clock. You can set a notification on your calendar. I would set it 3 to 4 days before your ship date, and make it notify you at a time when you can sit down and actually look at your oil order without, you know, it turning that notification off and then forgetting about it again. So usually for me, that's like early in the morning, or it's in the evening just as I'm getting ready to relax or lay down for bed. So make sure that you set that notification up 3 to 4 days before your ship date, so you have some time to think about it. If you want to change it, if you want to check some things out, you can do that, and it really works well. So the other thing I want to talk about that point value thing is that it takes a 125 point value order to get the oil of the month. And so you have to keep that in mind. May has some pretty cool incentives. Cypress is the free oil. They also have 10% off the eye care, the anti-aging eye cream, which is pretty neat. And they also have a special where if you have just 100 PV in May, and then you have another 100 PV order in June, you get a free LLV, which is the Lifelong Vitality Pack of the 3 vitamins that are so important. So I know you're wondering, okay, so how do I get my free money? How do I get money from my orders? How do I get that percentage back from my free oils? So the way that works is that as long as you're ordering an LRP order and you do it for at least 3 months in a row, on the first month to that third month, anytime in there, you're going to get 10% back. So if you're doing a 50 LRP, then you're going to get $5. Those 3 months, you would have $15 assigned to use for free oils. And of course, if you order a little bit more, it's going to be a little bit more. If you order for 3 to 6 months straight, every month up to 6 months, then you're going to get 15% back. 6 to 9 months is 20%, 9 to 12 is 25%, and if you make an order for 12 full months or 1 full year, you're going to start getting 30% back in free oils. So that means if you ordered $100 worth of oils, you're going to get $30 back on that in free oils. So of course, the more you order, the better it's going to be. Which is another reason why I had you make that list and look at it and see how much you're spending on items that you can be getting that are so much healthier and so much better for you and so much better quality than what you're getting at the store for a lot of those things. We all use toothpaste. We all buy vitamins. We all buy cleaners. We all buy dryer sheets. So that's one of the things I really wanted to talk to you about. I didn't put a lot of things on that list. That was things right off the top of my head. I have a lot of people say, Hey, I'm not a DIYer. I don't like to make my own lotions and scrubs and all that kind of stuff, which I love to do, but I know a lot of people don't like to do. So I didn't put those things on there, but those things are also possible. But when I talk about the cleaners, like the Lysol, the Clorox, spray bleach, those kinds of things, you know what that is? It is a spray bottle with white vinegar, distilled water, and then 10 to 15 drops of your, and don't even need that much most of the time, of your essential oils. And then you know that you're cleaning with something that's pure, something that won't harm animals, won't harm your grandkids crawling around on the floor or putting their face on the cabinet like they always do, or when you feed your dog or your cat off the floor and you think they're licking that. So if you've mopped with chemicals, they're licking those chemicals up. And this is something that you wouldn't have to worry about if you made your own. The number one thing, I talked a little bit about like Febreze and air fresheners and candles, and I'm always stating this in all my classes that those things, you think they smell good and you think they make your home smell good, they are so laden with chemicals and toxins that we are breathing into our lungs, that we're breathing into our skin, and none of those are healthy, none of them. And when you can have a diffuser and you can have healthy oils and you can diffuse that in your house and know that it still smells as well, and it's doing so many things for you. It's detoxing you, it's protecting your family, it's building up immunity, it's calming the crowd, there are so many mood changes that it can affect. So I would say, try to get rid of some of those things. We can't get rid of all of our toxins. We can't get rid of all of our, if I had to give up hairspray, I think I would die. So there's always things that I'm going to always have. But the things that I know I can give up and that I can do better with, that's what I'm going to do. The number one thing I want to ask every one of you is, please get rid of dryer sheets. Dryer sheets are the absolute worst chemical-laden, toxic thing that we are doing, and we use it on our clothes, we use it on our towels, we use it in our sheets that we sleep in, our blankets, we use it on our kids' clothes. We just throw that thing in there and don't think a thing about it. It is one of the things that I am more sensitive to now since I started using essential oils, is the smell, that chemical toxic smell of a dryer sheet. When someone hugs me, I can smell it on their clothes. It makes my eyes water. I cannot hardly stand to walk down the laundry detergent or the cleaning aisle of the store anymore. It makes my eyes water. It makes my nose hurt. And I find myself holding my breath until I can get through there, because I just can't hardly take it. I think my body is saying, hey, you just got rid of a lot of this. What are you doing to me? But dryer sheets are so easy to get rid of. One of the things that I do that's very simple is I use a mason jar, and a large mason jar and an old towel, and I'll cut it into squares about this big and stuff them in the mason jar, and I use a cup of white vinegar, half a cup of distilled water, and about 10 drops of Purify. That's the one I like for laundry. You could use anything at all that you like. And I just keep them in there. And so when it's time to go in the dryer, I just pull one of those out and throw it in the dryer. When the dryer's done, I put it back in my jar. And a lot of times there's enough, stuff in there to re-wet it. If there's not, I just add a little bit more every now and then. If you're not somebody who wants to fix up something like that, again, you're not a DIYer, I know that all of you have probably seen these dryer balls. They're like a little tennis ball shape. They're made out of wool. They're 100% natural. Purewell sells, I think it's, right now they have 6, I think, in a package for $20. They're just a wool ball. All you need is that ball and your essential oil. You put a few drops of oil on that ball and throw it in your dryer. The thing is that you're not only getting rid of your dryer sheets and you're making your clothes smell good and you're making them soft and all of that, but a dryer ball will save you 35% of energy and in your dryer. It will dry your clothes 35% quicker. It creates these hot pockets because they're big and they're heavy, and when they're tossed in there, it creates these hot pockets that keep your clothes, and they just dry so much faster. So it's a win-win all the way around. So there's so many things that we can do. The toothpaste is awesome. The vitamins are awesome. why do we all look at oils when we make an order and say, I've had people say, well, I can't justify $50 or $100 on something like oils. Why? Why? They're not a luxury. They're a necessity. And you don't blink twice about spending $50 worth at the store on those items that are on that list. So if you could do it healthier and you knew that you were doing something that was good for you and your whole family, why would you consider that a luxury and not a necessity? One of the things that I do want to talk about is the vitamins. I've been with doTERRA, I guess about maybe a year and a half, almost 2 years now. But I'm actually on 3 different doTERRA oil Facebook pages. It's from some people that are all around Missouri. I got a fly in the garage out here driving me crazy. Anyway, I love getting the information. I love seeing people and what they put on there. And there are so many times that somebody has a gut issue, or they have an ongoing sickness they can't get over, or they have a skin condition that just can't clear up, or they have a bladder condition, something that's ongoing. And the first piece of advice that they're given from all of these ladies is that you should go on the LLV. The LLV is number 1. And so I read that all the time, and I found every excuse in the world not to use it, even in the beginning, because of a lot of reasons. One, you have to take it 4 times a day, or it recommends that you take it 4 times a day. I can't remember to take the morning ones half the time. How am I going to remember to take it 4 times a day? The other thing is, a couple of them are a little large to swallow. Well, I don't really have a problem swallowing, but that was a good excuse at the time, and so I just didn't use them. So I will say that here lately, I've just been caught up with some issues, life just like everybody else, and I haven't been eating well, I haven't been taking care of myself well. When I don't eat well, I can tell that the heartburn and the indigestion really flares up. And of course I put on weight and all of those things that don't make me feel good. And so I kept reading one night about all, these people recommending LLV, and so I thought, you know what, I'm just going to jump in there and try that. First of all, I looked in the pills that I take in the mornings that's in my pill box. I actually only have 1 prescription in there, and the rest of them are all supplements of some kind or vitamins of some kind. So I'm thinking, it's crazy to keep taking that when I can get all of that in the LLV. Everything that came in it is in the LLV. So I started looking at the LLV to see what was in there, and as you all know, these 3 that comes in the package. And so I did want to talk about each one of them. The EO Omegas, we all know about the Omegas. This replaces fish oil. Most people take fish oil or krill oil. Sorry, my little makeshift stand here is about to fall over. So I just wanted to talk to you a little bit about what's in here. So in the omega-3s, there are not only the fish oils, but there is vitamin A, vitamin D3, vitamin E. It's the EPA, the DHA, the ALA, the SDA, the GLAs. There's green algae, there's marigold flower, there's lycopene and lutein and all those things that are good for your eyes. And then there's the essential oil blend that's in it, which is clove, frankincense, thyme, cumin, wild orange, peppermint, ginger root, caraway, German chamomile. All of those things are just in the omegas. So what's in the next one? This one, the alpha CRS, is cellular vitality. So that's all good for our cells. So the things that are in there have to do with longevity and making us feel better energy-wise. There's boswellia, there is milk thistle, there's a couple things I can't pronounce. There's green tea, pomegranate, pineapple stem, turmeric, grapeseed, sesame seed, pine bark. there are the energy blends, which is the acetylene carnitine. There's coenzyme Q10. We all know that's good for our joints. There's the Q-certin. There's ginkgo biloba, which we all know is great for our brains. There's the alpha lipic acids. And then there's the little tummy tamer in there, just in case it would upset your stomach. I've never had a problem with it, but it's got the peppermint and ginger and caraway in there as well. And then last but not least, in this one, I feel like is one of the most important ones, which is the Microplex VM. And this one is the food nutrient complex. So we all know that even if you eat good, even if you think you're a great eater, you're still not getting the nutrition you need from the food we have today. We all know that. We know that even the fruits and vegetables that we're getting at the grocery store are not as nutrient rich as they used to be. And so this is always a great boost, that even if you're eating good or even if you're not eating good, this is a great additive to your day. And this has all of your vitamins: vitamin A, vitamin C, D, E, K, thiamine, riboflavin, niacin, vitamin B, folate, vitamin B12, vitamin B6, biotin, calcium, iron, iodine, magnesium was another supplement that I was taking, zinc, selenium, copper, manganese, chromium, kale, dandelion, parsley, broccoli, Brussels sprouts, cabbage, leaf extract, spinach. There's some more enzymes in here that I can't pronounce, and there's more caraway, ginger, and other things, peppermint for your tummy. So anyway, I decided to start taking them, and I have been, and I will tell you that I feel much better. I have a lot more energy. I sleep so much better. I feel like the vitamins have made a big difference. I just recently started trying to cut out sugar and flour and starchy type things, well, more carbs. So I have a friend that's been posting a lot of keto stuff, and so I can't say I'm strictly keto, but the sugar, flour, pasta, and potatoes are the main things that I'm staying away from. In a week and a half, I've lost 7 pounds, so I feel like that's great. But the vitamins have helped me. It just gave me a better outlook. I just feel better. And so I think there is a lot to do with that LLV. And so remember that you can get that LLV free for a 100 PV order in May and another 100 PV order in June, and then in June you would get that LLV free. So I want to make some incentives for you all to hold some classes of your own. I know that you all share your oils. You talk to other people about oils. And I would love to have a sit down with some of those people. I don't care if it's just me and you and one other person, or me and you and 2 other people. Let's have coffee. Let's sit down and talk about essential oils, and let's get them all on track. Let's get them an account so that they have a way to get it as well. There are some incentives. The Daily Essentials Kit, which I was wanting to bring, it's actually the full LLV. It's Terrazyme, I believe. It's the deep blue full-size tube, and it's like 5 of the 5 milliliter oils and something else. Anyway, it's that whole Daily Essentials Kit is on sale for 20% off. So you can get that whole kit for $148. So for a new enrollee, they're waiving the $35 fee that would normally be on there. So that is a super good deal for them, and it gets them started on the right track with a lot of good stuff. Also, Casey has offered a free diffuser to anybody who signs up, who enrolls in the month of May, and it's a really nice wood grain diffuser. All we have to do is send her the name and address, and she'll get that to them. So that's good. I want to make an incentive for you all. Tell me an oil you've been wanting to try, or a supplement, or something in the doTERRA line that you'd like to try, and I definitely want to try to have it for you. I have a whole bunch of things that I can let you choose from, but I would love to set up some classes. I'd love to be able to sit down and go over some things with some people that I know that you've been wanting to share doTERRA oils with, and that I love to share with them. So let's set up some classes. Just give me a call, look at your calendar, let me know some dates. Let's set up some incentives to do that. Other than that, I would like to hold classes for you all, you veterans, where we don't always have to go over the basics all the time, and we can learn deeper and more about the products that we are using. And so I'd like to do that at least once a month, and I'm shooting for twice a month. So I'm on vacation next week, but that following week I would like to hold another one on Thursday if we possibly can all get together. Possibly at the number 9 coffee house. We'll just see how many of you there are. If it's nice weather, we could go sit at the park, but we could figure out something. And then I also wanted to talk about the fact that I have a ton of empty bottles. And so any of you needing a bottle, you're wanting to share with somebody, it's the 30 milliliter bottles, and I know that's a lot. So you think, well, I don't want to put all my oil in there to give to somebody else. But you could put, your 5, you could take your recipes that you have and put your 5 or 6 or 8, 10 drops of oil in there, and then fill it up with carrier oil, and then it's ready to just use from that bottle. You don't have to dilute it. It's a great way to share with other people. Sometimes I use it if I've got a combination that I really like to put in my diffuser at night, and I don't want to keep getting those 3 oils out and put them in there. I'll make me an empty bottle with my combination, so I only have to have 1 bottle, and it sits there by my diffuser, so I know I've got access to it. It's another thing I cannot stress enough is use your oils. Using them daily makes a big difference in. I know we all tend to reach for them when we have an ailment or we have something bothering us, but try to get them out. Try to use them every day. I mean, I have something sitting around all the time, like right now, these little roller bottles. This one's Cheer. It's one of my new favorites, and I just love the smell of it, and I'm using it all the time. I'm using it all the time. And I can't say enough about these little touch bottles that doTERRA sells. These are already the right strength. They're already diluted. You just have to open them up and use them. It's like my own personal little perfume every day. Oh, it smells so good. But they have tons of them, and it's cheaper than buying the full oil, and it's already made up for you. So these are a great way to have something handy to use. These can go in your purse. My other suggestion is get your oils out and set them where you see them. Put them out on the kitchen cabinet, a couple of them. Put some on your windowsill in the bathroom. Put some beside your bed on your nightstand. If you tend to get in bed and then forget and then think, I'm not going to get a carrot oil, I'm not going to get up, then take some empty bottles, make it up, have it ready to put on your feet at night, and have it right beside your bed. Put some in your guest bathroom. Just put them around. Put some in your car, someplace where you know that you're going to be seeing them and it makes you want to use them. So I have a lot of empty bottles. Anybody wants one? I actually use one after I brush my teeth with doTERRA toothpaste. I like to use a rinse that I made in an empty bottle, and it's just Melaleuca and clove and a little bit of carrier oil, and then I started putting wild orange in there. But I just take a Q-tip and dip in there and wipe it across all my teeth, front and back, underneath, and it's kept the plaque down really well. But what it's done mostly is it's helped with my sensitivity immensely. I used to have very sensitive teeth, and so it's helped with that a lot. And it's also kept my gums from bleeding. I had bleeding gums, and it's helped with that. And the reason I put the wild orange in is it's a natural tooth whitener. So, you've got all of those things going for you, plus your mouth is so healthy. And so I would recommend it. And if any of you would like to have some empty bottles, I have plenty of them. I was planning to use those on a make and take, which we can still do. I love doing make and takes. We can do that with your group if you want to set up a class. But definitely get back with me. Give me some feedback. This hasn't been easy. I don't know if you're getting much from this or not, but I would rather be face-to-face. I'd rather be getting feedback. I'd rather be discussing it with you. So I hope we can do that. In the meantime, I just want to say Happy Mother's Day to all of you. You're all very special mothers, and I look forward to us getting together again. Thank you.